Speaking of pixelated, welcome to the Tuesday show, everybody. It's us. It's me, Mr. Cow with Cammy Huddlestone, and this is the last one before the spooky, scary month graces us with its presence. I'm very excited for that. Cammy, how are you doing this fine Tuesday?
Tired, but I'm okay.
Oh, good.
Yeah, what about you?
I'm doing good. I had these last 4 days were incredibly busy. I picked up some extra shifts at work, or just a extra shift at work, and I had my first midterm and whatnot, so big test, big presentation. So a very long last 4 days, but just got through it, killed everything, nailed it, and now for the first time in probably a couple of years, I want to say I'm going to have a whole regular human being weekend off to myself.
Crazy.
Saturday and Sunday. So suck it. That's
You're
going to be
meeting
awesome.
the small Stevens, aren't you?
That's right. I'm meeting Luke's child. The itty bitty child. I'm going to get to see it for the first time. So that'll be super cool. I think maybe something just... Hey, Adobe Cloud just updated too. It made a really loud noise that I'm pretty sure was captured. So great. But that's about it for my week. You can't even playing any interesting games. Still going on that Kena Bridge of Spirits.
Going on, Kina. I was just playing it before we started recording, and I think I just have the final boss to go.
Okay.
And then I've completed it. What else have I been playing? Bit more Deathloop. Bit more It Takes Two.
Oh, good.
A little bit of everything.
Well, very nice. It is. September's an odd time. We get a bunch of new games, but at the same time, it's like I feel like there's certain games that feel better in like October, November, and December. At least for me personally.
Yeah,
Where it's like, yeah, there's some new ones I want to play, but also, like when November rolls around, I'm like, I'd really like to play Batman Arkham Origins, because I remember that's when I first played that game, and despite it not being the best in the series, it's a hoot at that time of year, and it's all snowy, so I like that game a lot. I like that whole series. But as for me, I have not had a whole lot of time to play video games, but what I have been playing has been Pokemon Red. And that's basically it. I'm reinstalling Injustice 2 to play that because there's a bunch of rumors that Injustice 3 is going to get announced this December. We'll see about that. So far, the rumors I've heard for NetherRealm, because I really like NetherRealm games, they do Mortal Kombat and, of course, the Injustice series. They make great fighting games. I've heard rumors for them doing a Marvel fighting game. I heard rumors of them doing another Mortal Kombat game, and now I've heard rumors of them doing Injustice 3. And all of them are claiming to be true leaks. All of them have, like, the same questionable sources. It's nonsense. There's no consistency. So no matter what they do, I'm excited for it. I'll probably give it a go. I'll probably least likely if it's Mortal Kombat, because that's kind of my... I've played a lot of Mortal Kombat at this point. It's kind of just out of my mind. But I would love a new Injustice game. So, NetherRealm, if you're working on a Mortal Kombat game, shelf that shit. Make a new Injustice. I think it's Ed Boon. Yeah, Ed Boon. I think it's Ed Boon. I don't remember. But anyways.
His name's Ed Boon now. Yeah.
Now his name's Ed Boon. Ed Boo-hoo. Go cry about it, you baby. You big baby. Well, Cam, guess what I picked up the other day?
Is it Kina?
It's not yet. But Halloween was right around the corner, and I didn't have anything to watch movies on except for streaming services. And I jumped on. I went to a flea market for $10. Got myself a little DVD player. Could not find a VHS player to save my life. That's what I really wanted. Because I was at this flea market, and of course, they have a bunch of DVDs and a bunch of VHS tapes. The VHS tapes they had were like leaps and strides more interesting than the DVDs, because the DVDs tend to be a little bit... But for horror movies and whatnot, you can find so many fun ones on VHS. You can find so much weird stuff that's a little bit older. But no VHS player yet in my little town here. So I'm gonna have to keep my eyes peeled. But we're getting set up. I've got my copy of The Room all ready for a movie night, so that'll be good fun. Just a little addition to the gaming room because the Wii can't play DVDs, and it's just another tick in that console's negative column. The second tick would be its controllers are horrible in every
Yeah, they
game but
ain't good.
three. So, but no ranting about the Wii today. It's kind of it's a slow week in general for
Yeah.
things. Just nice and slow moving, nice and relaxing. This is a nice relaxing episode of the Tuesday show. Listen to it while you fall asleep. Listen to the playlist actually when you fall asleep and set it to loop. So we
Yeah.
get a bunch of views and our watch time goes up and
Yeah. Please.
money. Give us
Yes.
money. Anyways, did you see that on-set photo for the Last of Us TV show?
Yes. I've never been so invested or captivated by two people's backs before in my entire life.
It was pretty cool. Although you froze really bad there for a second. Let me check something real quick.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Uh, okay, that might fix it.
We good?
Yeah, now it looks better. Hopefully that wasn't going for two. I've only been going for 5 minutes. It's fine. It's
It's fine.
fine. But yeah, new
Let me
Last of
read.
Us. Last of Us show.
Yeah.
Last of Us Part 3 is in development. They're making it right now. And spoilers for The Last of Us Part 2. They're bringing Joel back. They're bringing him back to life. Neil Druckmann came out and he said, guys, we screwed up. Ellie is going to stay back. She's just going to mind her
All
business.
agree.
She's going to stay 13 years old for the duration of the game. Joel's going to continue to age. They're going to go to an amusement park, and it's basically going to become like roller coaster tycoon for much of it. It's exciting. I'm looking forward
I'd
to
love
that.
that.
Abby has been retconned. She's not going to be a character anymore. Um, What else did they? What else could they do that would just be the most pandering stuff?
Um,
Um, hmm.
I don't know.
I don't
I
know. We
just like
covered a
to
lot of
pretend that
bases.
The Last of Us 2 doesn't exist.
I really like that game. I like that game's story, and I like I like everything about it across the board. And if you
We could
don't,
debate for hours about this.
yeah, well, here's the thing: if you like the game or if you don't like the game, guess what? Doesn't fucking matter. I like what you like, don't like what you don't like. That's one thing. It's like those people. I've seen so many movies. Movies is one where it usually is the worst. Video games, everyone can be like, because you can say probably objectively, like, yeah, Last of Us Part 2, they put together really well, like from a technical perspective. With
Yeah.
movies, that almost like it's so easy to have stuff overshadowed and just forgotten about in exchange for these
Mhm.
mainstream things. Like if you think about a movie like Parasite that came out 2 years ago, like
Yeah.
and the people that got really upset about that, that's like part of this whole issue where there's no access really to it. There's no way to
Yeah.
see it. And so if you see Parasite and you're like, oh, I really like this movie, and then it gets recognition and I like this big thing, part of me is like, it gets recognition at the Oscars. Like, part of me is like, oh, wow, great for Parasite. That makes me really happy. But at the same time, like, well, is that really a movie that should go to the Oscar? It's almost too good for the Oscars at this point because the Oscars is just kind of for the mainstream.
I was going to say, I feel like what you're talking about isn't really to do with films and more to do with the fact that the Oscars is now shit and
I
pointless.
mean, it was always kind of shit and pointless. I guess that's what I'm getting at is that
Even more so now.
people that really, really care about award shows and that's how they kind of they let that affect what they like. So like they see, oh, Joker got and I'm guilty of this, I should say. In fact, I'll tell a little story about it when I did movie reviews on my channel. I saw
Mhm.
Joker, that movie. That's what kicked off my movie reviews. I
Yeah.
liked Joker. I thought it was a pretty good
I
movie.
did as well.
I
Yeah.
think across the board, really solid. Joaquin Phoenix in it, pretty dang good. Have you
Pretty good
watched
acting.
Joker since it came out in 2019?
Yeah, yeah, I have.
Okay. I think you're the first person that has. I met no one else that has
I
rewatched that movie.
To be fair, I rewatched it because my stepdad really likes films, and I thought he'd be interested in it. But he didn't get a chance to go to the cinema, so when it came out on like TV, I sat and watched it with him.
Oh, good, good.
Um,
What did you think on your second viewing of Joker?
I've seen it 3 times. I
Three
saw it twice at the
times.
cinema. Yeah, because I went to see it myself, then I went to see it with a friend, and then I saw it with my stepdad. I thought it was better on the second viewing, and maybe a little bit less good on the third.
I will say I saw it twice. The second time I
Hmm.
saw it, it was I was kind of like, let's just have a refresher in it because I wasn't super into movies. I got into movies and like just like film stuff in general. I think when I originally moved up to where I'm at now and I started college in 2019. So all that stuff
Yeah.
was like that was my base level was like Joker, Uncut Gems. I think Marriage Story came out that year too, and The Irishman. So a lot of really awesome movies. But then I went down the line too, and I watched a bunch of movies that were like, this is what inspired those. So I watched Taxi Driver, which people always, they're like Joker's like Taxi Driver, but for DC. And then I watched Goodfellas, to pair to Irishman, Marriage Story across the board. It's fantastic. I think everyone should still watch that movie. I think people have
Haven't
forgotten
seen
about
it,
it. Yeah,
but I think that's because I know I'll have a breakdown when I watch it.
it
So I'm
is.
kind of
Yeah,
like putting it off for a day where I feel prepared to cry.
it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. I was reminded of it. I was watching a Red Letter Media video the other day, and they talked about it. I think I was watching their Star Wars review, and they were talking about Adam Driver, and they just bring up Marriage Story, and it
Yeah.
just popped back into my head. Now I want to watch it again. But regardless of that, when I went back, and now that I've seen a whole shit ton of movies, and then I rewatched Joker,
It's
it
not as good.
lost. Yeah, it lost a bit of its punch. It doesn't mean it's a bad movie. It's just like, oh, okay, but
No.
there's other ones that have executed this idea better. But Joker gets thrust into the limelight, because it's Joker, and that's
Yeah.
completely fair. But that being said, I've seen some people, uh, specifically, I guess we'll just call them superhero fan people.
Mhm.
I don't know. It's not
Yeah.
a jab or anything, but I had one friend in particular that really wanted to watch Taxi Driver because we both saw Joker around the
Mm.
same time. And so I was like, oh, okay, do it because I had already seen it. And I was like, it's fantastic. It's better than Joker. And he watched it and he brought up that it was better. He liked it too. He thought it was better than Joker. And he brought it up
Yeah.
to like one of those groups, like one of the superhero groups. And they got pissed. They were like, because they're like, oh yeah, yeah, Taxi Driver. It's like, but that movie was like disgustingly dark and had so much gore in it. It's just cynical. The Joker actually represented something. And just tore this dude apart, and they like cited like, oh yeah, Joaquin Phoenix got this Oscar for this, they got nominated for this, and that was just like the stream is just like as like I don't know how to feel about it. And if you're ever in that situation, because it's very common, put that out of
Mm.
your mind. If you're talking about a movie, which I'm guilty of this all the time, and you're like, I really like this movie, and someone asks you why, and you list all the reasons why, and they're like, okay, and then but that other person like cites another movie and then cites an award that it won. Fuck that person. That's stupid. Award shows don't mean anything. Is the whole moral of this that I can't put into words coherently for
I
some
mean,
reason.
it's a pretty good moral because I think I've mentioned this before that my literal degree is in film and television. All
Uh
uh,
oh.
all have a degree and a lot of debt. Um, like yeah, if you were to write an essay on a film and one of your key points is it won an award, your teacher will laugh you in the face.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fucking stupid. The most an award is you can bring up really in a film or TV essay is one, if you're talking specifically about awards in the structure of the academy and the way that works and kind of tearing it apart, then you can bring up awards. Other than that, you probably really. only going to be bringing up awards in your intro. I'm going to talk about this film. It won this. It did this. I'm going to talk about this film. It won this, did this. I'm going to compare the two. You're probably not going to mention an award again.
Yeah, the awards are literally just, it's a
Because they
credibility
don't.
statement. Yeah, like in your
Yeah.
introduction when they talk about public speaking, it's like, oh, if you have to, you speak to the credibility of yourself when you're talking that, but when you're doing an essay, you have to make it's like, okay, why is this worth listening to? Oh, okay, you heard that. But that doesn't make the movie.
No.
It never makes the movie. Bohemian Rhapsody is a fantastic example. Rami Malek won an Oscar for his depiction of
Hmm.
Freddie Mercury. That movie sucks. It's horrible. Don't watch it. Watch Rocket Man instead. It's way better if you want a really good biopic. It's just completely. And then people are like, "Well, no, Bohemian Rhapsody. I mean, did you see Rami Malek in it?" And it's like, yeah, Rami Malek carried the film, but that doesn't make it worth watching. I don't
The
think
whole film did.
yeah, no human beings should watch Bohemian Rhapsody. It sucks. It's not even worth it for Rami Malek. Watch Mr. Robot instead, or not National Treasure. Watch A Night at the Museum with Rami Malek as the Pharaoh guy. It's so bad, but I hear that cited all the time, and it'll discourage some people from watching movies, some lesser known ones, because they like see, oh, okay, well, this didn't win an award, this didn't get that, it doesn't have all these stars by it. They go on IMDb, they see the little wins and nominations section, doesn't have anything, and so they skip it. Or people will do
Yeah,
that
it's
thing
stupid.
where they just watch the. I've seen a lot of people be like, I watched all the Academy Award winners for Best Picture, and
Mm.
I did that for a little bit. Hugo, I believe, won Best Picture one
Mm.
year. It's a fine movie, but compared to like, it's just so dumb to break it up by year like that. Break it up by movie. Just watch what you like and enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly.
Hugo may have been the best that year, but it's not that good of a movie. It's just fine. It's just fine. This is just
Yeah,
gonna turn into me like fucking shitting on movies I don't like,
that's
and
fine. I
because they
spent 3 years doing that,
that
so
well yeah, it's like they won these awards, and it's like that's another big problem with the award shows is that since it's broken up by year, there has to be a best picture of that year, and sometimes all you have is garbage. Like what was best picture? What could have been best picture for 2020 with the pandemic? I have no idea even what that was. I just that's when I put it all out of my mind.
yeah. Let's see, because I remember 2020 happening and the Oscars, and everyone thought it would just be cancelled. Um, I don't actually remember what.
Give it
I
to
think all the things that were nominated were like really obscure, right?
I honestly I don't have any idea. I never even looked at the Oscars. I think we talked about this a while ago because the Oscars happened in February and we started the Tuesday show right around then. I think.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I didn't watch them because
Oh,
I
it
had
was
that click.
2021 Oscars because it's for the year prior.
Oh right, yeah.
Let's see what even was happening. Um, Best Picture was Nomadland.
Oh okay. No Man Land was fine. That's the is that a Hulu
Um,
original?
I
I, it
don't
might be a
even
Hulu
know.
original.
I'm
I
like just like my eyes are just like scanning
I
through.
definitely saw Nomad Man Land. Nomad Man. I definitely saw Nomad Land. I don't remember anything about it. It's out of my brain at this point. Which of course is the sign of a great movie. Which I'm sure I think I liked it.
Mm.
I don't remember that one at all. Palm Springs came out in 2020, I think. I remember a good bit about that movie.
Uh,
Tiger
yeah,
King wins Best Picture.
sure. I mean,
Why
at this
not?
point, why not?
It's so trivial too because movie theaters at this point, it's something I have to do a presentation or whatever, and I'm trying to keep my teacher for my public speaking class that I'm in. I
Mhm.
think she thinks I'm a moron, and so I'm trying to keep her on her toes a little bit with all the stuff I do. And plus it's public speaking, it's all online, and don't do this. Don't do what I'm about to say. I only do this because I don't do what I'll like lie about myself constantly to this teacher. I'll be because she has no way of knowing. I'm like, it's like playing a role. These public speaking classes, because you want to assert credibility in some stuff, and you want to make it an interesting topic. So like, there's one lady who is doing the same thing that I'm doing. She's basically just like found. She went further. She found our public speakers bio page on the university website, and is just doing her speeches based off things she listed under her interests. And so it's been pretty funny. It's worked great for her. I think she has like an A in the class or something. But I'll be like, because you want to assert credibility about something. So it's like, I want to talk about a movie or something. It's like, oh, okay, well, what's my credibility is I've watched a lot of movies. That's not very good. How about I've written dozens of films yet to be produced or something ridiculous like that. It's
Why
just in
not?
the speech. She can fact check it in a click and just be like, "Oh, he was making it up." But hey, if your teacher don't know you, she gave you that free reign. You're still following the rules. You're still having that good introduction. But don't do that if it's an in-person class. Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder, Cammy, how I ever graduated high school, because right as I turned 16, some switch flicked in my brain, and I can't take anything seriously,
Hmm.
especially when it
I
comes to school.
Yeah, I wonder how I did because I am not good with authority at all.
Yeah.
Like if someone tells you to do something, I'm like, why?
Why?
Give
Yeah.
me a reason. Like, and not me being like snarky either. I'm just like,
If you
well, if you're
can't,
telling me to do something, I'd like to know why I'm doing it. If I know why I'm doing it, then I'll do it. But not that I ever said any of the stuff out loud. I was a ridiculously good kid at school. And it's why all my teachers were like, wait, she doesn't like school. And I was like, no, I hate school. Just because I hate it doesn't mean I'm gonna act up because
yeah.
I'm stuck there anyway. So I did well at school. I just fucking hated it.
Well, that's fair. And it's definitely that's one thing I gotta say. Kudos to I think most of the teachers I've had. I ran into that, or at least I heard about it every once in a while. But most of my teachers, I think that like resonated with them or something. I've had very young teachers. Very rare that I have like a kind of old school teachers. Most of mine were like fresh graduates. I don't know why. I think I just got lucky. But
Mm.
they were very much about that. They needed to show the how, like, or the not the how, the why to everything. It's like, why are we? My math teacher, especially, Mrs. Oh God, I can't remember her name. Damn it, she was my favorite woman in all of history. Every single thing she taught in class, it was at like 8 a.m. She was like, the whole reason we're doing this is because you can use it for this, this, and this, and she made that abundantly clear. And she's just like, that's why we're doing it. And she was just perfect. So I got really lucky for the most part, and I
You
still am
did.
lucky that I've had
Um,
teachers like that.
I didn't. So it's probably best we don't talk about my school
Oh
because I
no.
could get in trouble for it.
Uh-oh. Well,
Uh-oh.
fair enough. Changing subjects then. I guess the
Hmm.
moral of this whole thing is, don't lie in school unless you can find a way to unless it applies. Because I think it's fine if you're doing a public speaking thing and you're kind of playing a role, which is what I'm doing, which is why I'm lying a little bit. It can bolster your grade. It's not
Hmm.
hurting anyone. I think that's fine, especially to give you a little extra hook in your intro. So, that's the moral there. As
My
for
moral is even if you hate school, uh, suck it up, get it over with, and then block that trauma out your memory.
or else you'll turn out like that girl from Final Destination, the gymnastics scene that I made Luke and Cammy watch on Press Start this week. Call back to Press Start. Watch that episode of Press Start. It's not doing great, but there's a reason why it's not doing great, and it's the reason why I hate these gigantic news drops, kind of like Tiger King. I think was the last time we saw something like this, where IGN's like an internet breaking release, you know, that kind of thing in journalism.
No.
Oh, the Mario movie casting. There is not
Yeah.
a soul on the planet that did not have some kind of take on that.
Okay, yeah, I get
And
what you mean.
because of that, it did exactly what Nintendo always has happens. Oversaturation. And everything just got so crowded. I think Donkey did like no, there's a highlight video from Donkey and then he did his own video on it. So I saw a couple, if not like 3 videos of him in my timeline. And it was all over the place. You couldn't get away from it. And everyone had basically the same take. And
Ew,
so it's like, do I need to watch this? It's like, well, we
I
talk
get
about
it.
other stuff, but it's just rough sometimes like that.
The
I
thumbnail was also slightly different as well, right?
It was, yeah. I wanted to put those sweet boys' faces all around. I stopped myself. I was gonna use disgusting pictures of all of them because I did that once for some video I worked on, but I thought that would have been too mean. And plus, all the Mario key art I could find. This is the real reason why that thumbnail's the way it is. It was white. It had a white background, which made it
Yeah.
very easy for PNGs. But that also blocks out the lower half of our logo. And I could have just recolored our logo with black
But nah,
letters, but I was like, fuck it, we'll try something new for the sake of trying something new. And that's now you know why I was
that's the
it.
story
That's the
behind the
story behind
scenes.
it. Ah, good googly moogly. And not one person. I haven't seen one person have mention of the animation studio behind that Mario movie. So it's all the
Mm,
cast. Man, they ruined it with that cast. Wait until you see it, and then you'll know what ruined it for sure. Anyways, we'll move on from the Mario movie. No one wants to hear about that anymore.
no,
Let's talk about something relevant, interesting, and not at all outdated. Tiger King. No,
never watched it.
I never watched it. I heard it's getting a
Okay,
season
cool.
2 or something, and I was like,
Oh,
okay, great. It's almost Halloween. I'm gonna go on a John Carpenter binge. I think.
mm,
Or I want to find. I'll take your recommendations, viewers. If you made it this far, if you got past my incoherent rant about awards and movies, I'm looking
that'd be
for horror movies with practical effects and what's it? In camera editing, in camera effects, something like that. Something like Bram Stoker's Dracula.
yeah,
Stuff like that. Think Bram Stoker's Dracula or the John Carpenter's The Thing from I think 1982. If you have any movies like that you really really like, and keep in mind they don't have to win awards. In fact, that's what got me thinking about this whole topic. I should have said
mm,
John Carpenter's The Thing, a movie I really
mm,
like, a movie that I think is fantastic across the board. It got like horrible reviews. I think when it first released. I remember
yeah.
I was looking, I was like, oh, what the hell? And now it's like it's borderline a horror classic at this point. And maybe that comes from it could come from any number of things, but that's what got me thinking. I was like, oh man, they can pan something as good as that. There's got to be another instance of that where something got horribly panned, and it turned out it's like, oh, it's actually not that bad, or
I
it's
don't
like
remember
good.
what the reviews were like, but I know Shawshank Redemption just flopped at the box office. No
That
one went to go and
happens,
see it.
yeah. And now the
So,
some people consider that the best movie of all time.
bloody good film.
It's good. Is it the best of all time? It's not better than Marriage Story. Just saying. No, I don't know if it's better
Oh,
than Managed Story. I haven't seen Shawshank. That's like the first movie every little nerd I feel like watches. That or
yeah,
Pulp Fiction. For me, it was Pulp Fiction and then Shawshank. It's like you
yeah.
gotta watch
I think
these if you want to be into to film.
I think I watched Shawshank first, but yeah,
Oh, there you go.
I get that. I get.
There's some BuzzFeed quiz with that knowledge. It's
No,
like, are you a Shawshank kid or are you a Pulp Fiction kid when it comes to movies? Take this personality test.
oh, BuzzFeed.
Oh, BuzzFeed. I don't think I've ever been on BuzzFeed. Maybe I booted it up once or accidentally clicked on it. I've never typed BuzzFeed into the search bar and gone to it.
I used to quite a lot because it was a pretty decent thing to pass. the time, like if you between classes or whatever, because you could just do like a couple of stupid quizzes and then if you had to be somewhere.
It's junk food
Um,
journalism.
oh, it's shockingly shit, but
Yeah, and it's terrible and garbage. And but at the same time, I'm like, ugh. I get why someone you can get pulled in every once
yeah,
in a while. It's like Watch Mojo, which not a jab at Watch
mindless
Mojo.
stuff.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
you turn your brain
Put it
off.
on, forget
It's
the
like,
world.
oh wow, I can't believe the top 10 people that didn't kill themselves in movies. That's a great one. What was
Yeah.
there was one that was like,
Top 10 anime deaths.
huh?
Top 10 anime deaths. That's the one that's always quoted, isn't it?
I don't know. I'm thinking of one. There was one that was like horribly offensive that I think they took down. I think it was like saddest YouTube moments or something. Maybe we already talked about this. What? But and I think they took it down. I think they used like clips from someone's video after someone on their
That
channel
rings a
died.
bell. Yeah.
That's definitely something we talked about. I don't know. We'll put it out of. If you want to hear us talk about that in depth, listen to the Tuesday show, which I'm working. I'm trying to find a way to get it set up so we can have it uploaded to actual streaming services. People can just straight up listen to it. First step in that, though, I want to do some new graphic design, and by that I mean fuck around in Photoshop until I get our look a little bit better, a little more eye catching. I like what we have right now. We've got that like weird, really
Yeah.
simple like Dick Van Dyke Show aesthetic. But who knows? Maybe we'll go for something else. Try to make ourselves stand out a little bit. I'm getting better at Photoshop. I've never been that good at it. But I'm getting there slowly but surely. So stay tuned for that. It's gonna be good stuff. One of these days, I'll Photoshop my face on the presidents, and I'll be president. That's how that works. If you
Exactly
can
how that works.
successfully do that, and then you send it to CNN, and you tell them this is the new president, and it's me. I did it. I'm the president.
Congratulations, Mr.
What's the
President.
equivalent to president over there? Is that queen?
Prime Minister.
Queen. All right, prime minister then.
Yeah, I think
Oh
so.
man. Have you seen have you heard about I think it's on HBO Max, the show The Prince, I think it's called?
Yes, I have.
Have we talked
I
about this in
watched.
depth yet?
No, I
Okay,
watched.
good.
I forget who did it, but there was a channel that like absolutely ripped the program to shreds. Spoke about
Good.
how awful it is. And I saw that. So yeah,
Well, great.
it looks
I
shockingly bad.
it's it's Family Guy, but what if it was the royal family?
Yeah. Hmm.
It's horrible. I watched some. I was going to for my channel. I was gonna do a little review on it. I could because I'll do that every once in a while. I'll watch something genuinely horrible, and I did it on my channel as like a series for a bit. But it's just such a waste of time. It's
Yeah.
horrible. I have so much respect for those people that can watch those horrible movies and TV shows and talk about them for long periods of time. And Borderline do it weekly, like he did a documentary on Veggie Tales. Saber Spark, this guy on YouTube will watch just pure garbage. Like I'm actually some of it is like borderline like scarily lazy. Like just like
Yeah.
no effort whatsoever. And he'll watch the whole thing and
Never.
make like a 20-minute video and it's all coherent and it all makes sense and it's just it's amazing. So much respect. Watch some Saber Spark. He also did a if you ever watch Veggie Tales?
No.
Oh, what a shame.
Sorry.
He did a great documentary on it. If you grew up with that little hour-long thing, it's pretty dang good. But The Prince, don't watch it. Not that
Nope.
you would. I think it's horrible. It's worse than current day Family Guy, which is also pretty bad.
Hmm.
So that's about
Watch
that.
BoJack Horseman instead.
Yeah, watch some BoJack. Or if you want something
Watch
funny,
BoJack.
watch Barry. I think Barry's still going on, isn't it? It's not animated, but suck it up. Barry with shit. My brain's falling apart. I want to say John Heater, and
Mine too.
I know that's Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah, we'll go with it. It's fine.
John Heater, the star of Barry and from SNL. What's that guy's name? John
I don't
Heater.
know.
John Heater. He's in Superbad. He's the cop opposite Seth Rogen.
No.
John Heater. Hold that thought,
You're
everybody.
assuming my brain is working as well, and it absolutely fucking isn't.
It's John Heater. Hold on. All I can think about is John Heater and Zach Hadel. Those are the only two names that are coming into my brain. Um, Barry, TV show star. Who's the star of the show?
Spence.
Bill Hader.
Bill Hader.
Hey,
Yeah. You did it.
I'm a genius. I'm the smartest
Woo!
man alive. This episode, my God,
Not our best.
not our best, but that's the thing. There's a lot of it. It's quantity over quality this week, but that's okay. It's a slow week.
It's a weird
It's
week.
a slow week, weird week, whatever you want to call it. It's straight up. I do have some good news though. I wanted to bring this up a little sooner. I don't think I mentioned it last week. I spent like 8 hours editing, probably 12 hours in total, an entire day. I woke up, I ate breakfast. I think I played a round of Madden with my brothers, and then from 11 to like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock or whatever, nonstop. I got a little bit of food. I worked on my first Halloween video for this month. I got it fully put together. No spoilers on what it's on. It's on a movie I wish I had grown up with as a kid. A tremendous animated Halloween film. I won't say more than that because anything else I say will give it away dead to rights. It's coming out October 1st, and I got it completed, so I'll set the stage. It's midnight-ish. I have all the stuff done. It's uploaded. I get it. Bam! I get an email from YouTube. It's been blocked. Fully blocked in every single region for 27 seconds from the movie. And I was really careful this time. I was like, shit. And so I disputed it. I used every trick in the book I knew. I had every bit of copyright. I had like the little, whatever it's called. It's bad that I can't remember what it's called. I have it on, it's just downloaded on my PC. It's some PDF. The New Millennium Act, I think is what it's called. I cited all that stuff, and I just waited. I sat back, and yesterday afternoon, I got an email back from YouTube. All claims were released. My video is free. Sony let it go, and now my first Halloween video does not have to be re-edited. I don't have to work on anything else. It is good to go, and I'll get to spend today actually just relaxing, doing my thing, taking a day for myself, maybe watching a movie, kicking back, good. Getting some chicken, probably. I could definitely go for some chicken. I'm like starving for it. I strive for chicken.
Chicken's good.
You guys have chicken up there in England?
Yeah.
You raise them up there?
Yeah, they're kind of rare, but some places.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, some places have chicken.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. That's not too bad. Well, I know you guys are a very big fish colony, from what I've gathered. Big into sardines and that sort of thing. That's not too bad. But each place is different. Some places, they eat fish, and some places they have actual food, and that's fine. Nothing too bad with either one of them. Is that what did I say? I said you guys didn't have roads or something a few weeks. No, I said I was
You've
like
said a lot.
I said I think in the last episode I was like, you guys got corn up there? You got corn? You got corn mazes?
Oh yeah, and I've been reliably informed. We do have corn mazes.
We do.
I just don't leave the house.
Yeah. Oh.
I just don't leave the house to know these things.
I love just asking stuff like that. Just, oh man, you guys got airports up there? I know you guys got all that water around you. I thought it was just boats and whatnot.
Yeah, it's just boats.
Hey, speaking of
boats. Just for the rich people.
Speaking of boats, The Lighthouse is a movie everyone should watch this Halloween. That's all. It's
Okay.
not actually about boats. It's about a lighthouse with Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
It's good. I'm gonna watch it. Also, Over the Garden Wall.
Hmm.
I borderline cannot wait for Halloween to get started, but I'm not sure. It's October. It's super busy. It's gonna be pretty busy for us. We're gonna have a lot of new news and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good
Can
fun.
I plug something to watch for Halloween?
Oh, of course, yeah.
My Twitch. 'Cause I'm doing Spoopy Month.
That's right.
Ooh,
The spooky scare.
starting this
What's your
Friday.
first spooky game? Tell the
Uh,
viewers.
Until Dawn.
Hey, that's one of my
Hey.
favorites. I've never actually played
Yeah,
it. I've
I'm doing
watched
it
it.
for charity, so start with
Ooh.
Until Dawn, go to Little Nightmares, not sure, and then if I raise a certain amount of money, I'll play Five Nights at Freddy's on the last Friday in October, which I'm not looking forward to.
Oh, it's
If
fine.
if
It's
I raise the amount.
it's a really cheap jump scare. What's the amount you're going for?
Uh, £200 is for Five Nights at Freddy's.
I have a feeling you're gonna hit that mark.
I have very low expectation. I don't feel right asking people for money, even if it is for charity. So I don't know. I don't feel right. Like I feel weird. I feel like who's gonna watch me? No one's gonna watch me.
A lot of people are
Set the
gonna
bar
watch
really,
you.
really fucking low.
I'm definitely gonna watch you. You hate horror games. You are the perfect audience for horror games.
Oh, I'm not looking forward
It's
to
gonna be fantastic, and I guarantee you're gonna hit that mark, and you're gonna get to play the great septology that is Five Nights at Freddy's. Is it a septology? I don't even know at this point. There's so goddamn many of them. That's another thing
Um,
too. If you're a Five Nights at Freddy's fan and you've been waiting to watch a Five Nights at Freddy's movie, don't. None of them are worth it. Banana Splits is the only one that's kind of fun, but it's not fun enough to justify spending money on it. Willy's Wonderland might just be the biggest ripoff on the planet. I spoke highly of it, I think, when I first saw it because I was highly inebriated when I watched it, and I was just kind of like drifting through it, and I was just like, "This is the best movie ever." Don't. It's like 20. That studio that made it, whoever's selling it, distributing it, it's still like $20 for the DVD. I think it's like it costs money to rent still for sure. Don't do it. Not worth your money. Watch anything else instead. Watch Help I'm a Fish, which I still haven't been able to watch. That's a pretty scary
MFA.
one. Mr.
Yes.
White, I'm a fish.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I
That's how
don't
the
know what
film
to do,
starts.
Mr. White.
Yeah. Watch Breaking Bad.
Watch Breaking Bad. That could be kind of scary. God, now I
Oh,
just want to watch Breaking Bad again.
sorry. I just want to
No,
play
it's
Kina.
okay.
I
Well,
am
hey,
obsessed with Kina.
I'll tell you what. Why don't we wrap up the Tuesday show here and we go get off to doing hot. We go do our hot. We watch that stuff. We do it.
Oh,
Take two. Hey, hold on a minute, Cammy. How about we go do that and end the Tuesday show?
sure.
Great. I'll leave both those takes in. Comment below which one was
Good.
better. I imagine the first one.
The first. Yeah.
Whoever gets, if this video gets 100 likes, we will do an episode of the Tuesday show in Halloween costumes for the last Tuesday. A fairly
What, the
low
last
number.
Tuesday in October?
That would have to be just about everyone. Yeah, last Tuesday of October. That would have to be borderline everyone that because we've got our audience. The
Yeah.
podcast is always a good deal smaller than the core videos, and then core videos are 10% on a good day. Actually, that's the crazy thing too. I should say this before we leave. I think, but someone said like 50% of viewership. I think the standard is like someone said like 10% of viewership for your channel is great on the first day for your videos. We're doing better than that in a lot of cases. So thank you, everybody,
Wow.
helping us kill that.
Thanks.
And we're going to keep on it as well. Hopefully, we'll do some fun Halloween stuff.
I'm desperate to do Halloween stuff.
yeah, and the review stuff I was working on just isn't panning out. It's hard to
Okay.
well, when you look at it, you're like, I want to do it. I want to do it in a different way. I want to make something new, and it's like, well, then I should probably think about it a little bit more. But my thoughts
Yeah.
on Psychonauts 2, play it. It's great. And we'll
You
leave it
like you want to
there.
do the game justice, so
I want to do the game justice, and I want to make a series that, you can't really find anywhere else. And of
mm,
course, that takes time. And of course, you can find
mm,
podcasts like, this everywhere, except it's us. So those ones I would say are different, but your reviews tend to be really like podcasts are oversaturated, but it's personality based. Reviews are based on your take of a game, and so you have to find
mm.
a way to find your own footing in that, carve out your own little space because everyone's doing it just like everyone has a podcast. But it's easier with the podcast because we have our interests. Some people can relate to those interests and they can see them on press start. It's an odd duck. What is what I'll say. But we'll be
Yeah.
working on it. Now that the rambling old man is done talking, the Tuesday show is done. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Woo!